I could lose you like some loose change. Usually I like to kick it through the Luke Kane. Every night, living life out of suitcase. Too many voices in my head to hear what you say. That's why I'm swimming in this liquor like a pool day. That's why I'm flying out to Vegas on a Tuesday. Yeah, I might catch a couple L's, but I'm cool, J. You never know, just like the shoes say. A new wave, I am on, wonder where my mind is gone. Every time I write a song, I feel like I right or wrong. I keep running right in place, might as well enjoy the chase. Wish I knew back then what I know right now. So fresh, but I guess how I wanna. Made a name.
All right, welcome to the second edition of Beyond the Take. First we had on Jared, now we got the big boss himself, Mike. Mike, how you doing, bud?
Good. I'm just, you introduced me as, this is the second take, and I followed Jared, so that hurts my heart a little bit, but it's okay.
I mean, Jared's the reason I even started getting involved Belly Up. I talk to him all the time.
Very true. Very
But-
true.
Before we get into it, do you know, have I ever told you why I applied to Belly Up in the first place?
No, absolutely. Let's turn the tables a little bit. Give me a little taste here.
So I went to elementary, middle, and high school with Jared's cousin.
Okay.
And so I was playing Xbox with him, and Jared would join sometimes. Didn't really like him at first. I know people are probably shocked after hearing him talk for a bit, but he wasn't in the party, and we all knew him. I was talking to some kids he went to high school with too, and a bunch of us like, hey, he talks to us all the time. We're gonna apply just to mess with him. But then I applied and I enjoyed it, so I took it seriously.
Well, there you go. I think he had another buddy. I don't know if you were in that mix that has a podcast, Donnie or something like that. I don't know if you know that Donnie guy.
I don't know. I think Jared's talked about it. One of our other friends, Peter, who was here for like 30 seconds, did that.
He
too.
was actually a pretty good rider, though, Peter.
Yeah, he ran out. He just didn't have time with work, and I was not happy when he left because I enjoyed a lot of his stuff, even though I disagreed with it. But
Yeah, I would say. Anyways, but yes, it was. He definitely. It's funny. So that's, now you're kind of stuck with us. So.
yeah, it's fine. I think you guys are more stuck with me. Sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more effective than Jared, but I feel like sometimes I'm more of a headache than him just because I run my mouth a lot. That's caused some issues before.
That's how you create personality and persona and different things. That's what we want.
That's true, but I don't think you want people screaming about the WNBA on Twitter with someone else in the company. But
Hey, I mean I'm all for keeping Devontae Adams out of any top 5 in my ranking. So
at least with that one, I was yelling at other people outside the company.
I guess past, previous, and prior. Some.
Yeah, that's fair. I actually got a couple of those guys to follow me because one of them I was like, yeah, that's fair. I disagree with you, but I was like, so you're kind of real. I said, yeah, you stay with me, my motto, you come for the bad takes, but you stay for the friendship.
There you go.
And 2 or 3 of the guys followed me off that.
It's a budding romance, like you and Jared.
Yeah, don't say it too loud. Jared might get jealous. So, you're one of the co-founders of Belia. Going in, I'm just going to jump right into this.
You're fine.
Did you have a background in sports media before this, or did you just kind of...
No, honestly, to tell you the truth, I actually got a degree, surprisingly. I do have a bachelor's in sports marketing and sales, so that's my background. Dabbled a little here and there in web design and stuff like that. I'm not very thorough. I can get through it, but really, what happened was Blaine and myself. Actually, around 2013, we started a screen print business, and we did some screen printing, as well as like an extreme sports brand. And we would hang out at like the local like skate parks, and even though there's not many of those around anymore, and we got connected with a few skate companies and stuff like that. So, long story short, we started doing that. We had some success, but we knew, hey man, let's kind of get in the mainstream, but spin it a little bit. So we created Belly Up, and outside of that, no. I mean, like I said, I went to college for sports marketing, sales, kind of stuff like that. Never really fell into that, but I kind of applied it. I knew a little bit. I had some contacts. So outside of the really Belly Up portion of it, never really dabbled in it a whole lot.
Okay, I mean, I actually didn't even know that really. Like, I I know a lot of it, but I don't really know kind of what
Yeah.
started everything. But did you want to? Is this was this your plan though when you were going through college? You're like, I want to start a company or I want to work for a sports blog like this.
No, I honestly, to tell you the truth, when I started college, I was going to college for phys ed and health, and I got into my senior year of college. Couldn't pass anatomy for the life of me, so I said, "Screw it, I'm going to change my major." I said, "What's the closest thing that I can relate to?" When I sat down with my advisor, and she's like, "Well, we got some liberal arts degrees." I said, "What about sports marketing?" She's like, "Oh, you could finish your senior year the same amount of time if you take these classes and get a sports marketing degree." I said, "All right, sign me up." So no, absolutely not. Sports marketing was just to get myself out of college because I was burned out. Went made some great friends. College was great. I'll recommend it to anybody to at least experience it. It's not for everybody to go get a degree because I think nowadays some degrees, you're going to pay for those for the rest of your life and you're not going to see any reward. But going to college, no, never anticipated it. Obviously, I read blogs here and there. I never even wrote. I mean, the only thing I could do in college was like creative writing classes. Like I would rather bullshit some 15-page term paper rather than take a hundred multiple choice test. So no, definitely not. Definitely didn't plan on this.
Okay, and then kind of like what made, I know you talked about where it started and how you got here, but what made you decide, like, you know what, I want to do sports ball? I know you kind of said you wanted to go a bit more mainstream with a twist, but was there any moment or just anything kind of where you went, okay, I'm doing this?
I mean, obviously, obviously, if you follow us, we don't want to be compared to ESPN. We don't want to be compared to Barstool or Bleacher Report. But I'm not gonna lie, Barstool, what they did was very impressive. Whether you like the guy or not, Dave has one of the greatest, most creative business plans, business minds that there is. Started following some things that they did, and I was like, that I didn't think to myself like this is easy, but I kind of want to play off of that a little bit. We didn't want to do mainstream reporting. We wanted to do satire. We wanted to have fun. Where Barstool, they're snarky. They don't give a shit, but they still not really report the news, but they go to events. They're mainstream. They're doing it firsthand. Where I want to do something. Maybe it's not real life stuff. We put a twist on it. So really, after getting into Barstool, following a lot of their stuff, I just thought it was very the whole scope of it was I wanted a place where some people could come and just be creative, and that's really reading Barstool. Like I said, not to repeat myself, but that's really once I got into them, following them. Like I said, whether you love Dave, you hate him, I don't think there's really any in between. You definitely gotta respect the man for his business plan and his vision, what he did. Obviously, we're nowhere near that level, but to follow the things that he's done and create a company that is evolved like that, it was really as cheesy as it sounds, kind of inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, I get kind of the not wanting to be compared to Barstool and ESPN and stuff. I would like us not to have a howitzer gate like Barstool did. If we can avoid talking about professional
Yes.
athletes, children's genitalia, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also want to point out there, I'm from Massachusetts, so without Boston, there is no belly up. I just want to say that.
There we go. Yes.
But so
I will say, you can put this on record. I have met some great people. I've met some big name people, some fantasy, or I mean, some in the fantasy world, just in the news, sports, everything. But I will tell you that there's a Boston sports fans are bred from a cloth of their own, and you are probably one of the few Boston sports fans that I probably can say that I have a working relationship with that I can tolerate because most of them have come and gone and they just they chat my ass, man.
I tried. I know the nice part about going to school down south with kids from all over the country. I know the reputation that Boston has for sports fans, and I get into that a lot, but I try to kind of keep a level head. I know it's these are like the golden years and they're not around forever. Although Pat's still making the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You heard it here first.
Exactly. No one else is saying it. Everyone else is talking about tank. So, as we talk about kind of why you started in the background, what was your plan kind of going in? Like, you're more from the Midwest. Did you want to keep it more localized there? Did you want to try and make it more national?
I think, honestly, this is kind of where one of my faults was with it is I don't think going into it, I really had a plan as opposed to, in 1 year I want to be this, 2 year I want to be this. Essentially, we rolled it out. When we rolled it out, it was just pretty much three of us, one writer, myself, and Blaine kind of overseeing things, and we were putting out content. And the content was good with the writer. It was Brandon, our other co-founder. He's a very creative guy, very I knew talking to him, I went to school with him, that he was the type of person that I wanted because he'd write stuff that really, really get under people's skin. And that's what I wanted. So I didn't have a vision, but once people started coming and wanted to be a part of what we did, then I was like, man, within 1 to 2 years, this could be potentially a part-time, full-time gig. So 2 years, I think the expectations were kind of high. I set them. I think once I got people around me, I was like, oh, let's get an office. Let's get all this set up. I think I kind of, shot for the stars, but I don't think we really set ourselves up to do that because I think we went national where we really should have focused small and grow and really capitalize on that. And then, eventually go national. So now, fast forward, we're going to be 3 years in February. I just talked to, a lot of you guys. We're really at the point now where I thought we'd be about a year ago, to where I think we spread ourselves too thin. Now we're kind of reeling it back. We're getting everything. We're fine tuning everything. And now we can really capitalize on everything across the board because I think we've got like 80 some people, but whether it's podcasting, writing and stuff like that. And they're all over the United States, some in Canada. So to really capitalize on that, to kind of go back to your question, I think that's where I kind of sold everything short because I didn't have a great game plan. Of course, I wanted to say I was going to start a blog that was going to be the next big thing, but everybody and their mother does that. And so realistically, I'm pretty happy with where we are. And I really think that this year is kind of the breaking point of what we want to do.
Okay, I mean, personally, I can say I haven't worked with a lot of other sports blogs. This was my first place writing for, coming out of an accounting degree. But it's not as disorganized. If anyone doesn't really follow much, they just came across this on YouTube. It's not as disorganized as he makes it sound. From day one for me, it's been like, here's what we're doing, here's what we're trying to do. And I've been here since November 2018, I think.
Yeah.
So, shit, I'm coming
No,
up.
it actually, to tell you the truth, I think that's a lot of the appeal because there are some big sites out there that we've got a lot of writers that come over and they check out what we're doing. They're like, wow. And then they get into our Slack, our app where we talk. And like I said, there's like 82 people in it right now. And we have departments. We've got everything labeled. And I think it is pretty organized. I think sometimes we kind of give off the persona that we're a little bigger than we are. But the good thing is we've got a really good group of people. And we can talk about some other things, but we just worked out a deal with Manscaped. And so those are the kind of things that we're getting that recognition. We're getting that backing. So now it's all about the people that support us and follow us, as well as the staff that works with us to really show what we're capable of.
That's right. I'm still waiting to hear that I can start advertising Manscaped on this one.
Yeah, they might want to trim up that mustache or something like that live. I'm sure they would
Look,
do that.
if they tell me that I can start advertising this and give me free stuff, I will shave my entire body, most of it on camera and some of it off camera. I'll just have to take my word for it because I don't want to end up on some list somewhere or have a video taken down.
Especially in Massachusetts.
Yeah, fair. But now that we're done talking about me shaving my entire body, how about a word from our sponsors real quick? Hi. Are your friends a bunch of idiots who don't know sports like you, and you wish there was an easier way to take their money? Well, PropMe has you covered. PropMe is a social wagering platform catered to the everyday sports fan. It has a peer-to-peer betting marketplace for social wagering, It's also an all-sports betting platform, including even esports. A company that leads in social wagering innovation. Join Prop Me on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Sign up and join the movement. So hopping back in, so you're a Detroit sports fan, right? No, yeah, you are.
Yes.
For a second, I always get confused because I know where you're from, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm backwards. I'm Ohio, but all Detroit professional and then college Ohio.
Okay. So Detroit is kind of known as trying to put this nicely,
No, just give it to me. It's all
the
good.
shittiest city in America. And I'm not even talking about their sports yet.
Yeah.
Detroit's kind of the opposite of Boston.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how do you get through every sports? Like DeAndre Swift drop last weekend. How did you get through that?
Honestly, I think something like that nowadays, unfortunately, you guys expect a winning culture. You guys expect a winning. So if you lose, that's the end of the world. We're the opposite. We expect to lose. So if we win, oh God, that's great. So honestly, I'm a huge Matt Patricia fan. As of this past weekend, now I'm starting to really have my doubts. And if we don't come out of the next 3-game stretch at least 2-2, I think that's about done. But watching that, the only thing right now that keeps me sane is because when that was going on, my kids were upstairs with me. My wife was up there. I was just kind of half watching it, and I saw it happen. And usually, if I'm by myself, I'm beside myself. But my kids were with me, so they kind of. I just said whatever. I saw that happen. Grabbed the remote, turned off the TV, and I knew it was over. I mean, granted, there was only 4 seconds left. We could have won it there, but it's very easy. It seems like I've gone through this so many times to know what's going to happen. I feel like we've wasted so much talent with Barry. We wasted Calvin, and I feel like Stafford's the next one. I'm not saying maybe he's on that list of greats with those guys, but for what he's done for Detroit, it's just another career wasted. So it's expected at this point.
Yeah, that's fair. Is there any hope on the horizon for Detroit sports teams?
I mean, you'd think so. I mean, every year going into the week one, you kind of drink the Kool-Aid. I feel like the past couple of years we've had some decent draft picks. We've had some talent. We've also made some kind of odd trades. I mean, Grant and Darius Slam, I'm okay with that. What kind of was the straw that broke the camel's back was a head scratcher for me was when we traded a fan favorite, Quadre Diggs for absolutely nothing to Seattle. To me, we got him in the draft at a steal, a late round. He was a great player. We put him back at safety, and he starts blooming. So, honestly, I mean, because there's no Red Wings were what kind of kept us sane for a while, and then we had the Pistons for a few years. Then we had the Tigers for a few years, even though we never got a World Series. And it's just like we're just waiting on the Lions to win 9 games. I mean, at this point, I don't know. So it's a sad state.
That's fair. I do want to point out for all Detroit fans out there, you guys are not the only ones drinking the Kool-Aid. In the corner booth, like season preview, Jared did have them winning the NFC North.
Man, I'm gonna have to. That might have been one I didn't get all the way through, but I'm gonna have to get into that because actually Jared's always been on my back. Been a supporter because I know he's not a huge Packers fan or even Bears fan. And I know last year we had on Dave Prince, and one of the biggest Bears fans I ever met. And last year before the season, he predicted the Lions to go 3-13. I said, no way in hell that was last year. And the Lions ended up going 3-12-1. So I was just like, Jesus, this is ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to check out that episode because usually I get through. I listen to you guys' episodes when I go to work and stuff like that. But yeah, Jared's always I'm not even the Eagles guy, and not that he's a Lions guy, but for him to pick the Lions, that's I'm gonna have to check that one out.
I was a little surprised, honestly, but so I got one last question for you. But first, so we tried this last episode. Jared kind of got the video taken down by Universal Music Group.
Oh.
So I cannot longer ask what your favorite song is, because then that will be taken out. What's your favorite kind of music?
Honestly, I that's hard because I went through a country phase as of recently, but now I'm like getting back into like the like 80s rock and 90s kind of grunge. I'm kind of getting back into that. I we've got a local radio station here that just plays like, I mean, Bush, I mean, Nirvana, I mean, obviously they sprinkle in some Def Leppard and Poison. So that's kind of my guilty pleasure, especially when it's nice, cool, these fall nights. You can roll down your windows and just kind of cruise. I think that's kind of where I am. I mean, I can always listen to country, but I think I'm definitely with the 80s kind of 90s grunge right now.
Okay, that's for the outro.
There
I
you
want to
go.
put, because I know you asked on What's Up, Elliot, before what their favorite Disney princess was.
Mm,
So I kind of wanted
yes,
to put a personalized spin on it for each guest,
absolutely.
and then Jared ruined it by picking a Jay-Z song. And I was too lazy to re-record it, so if you haven't seen the first one, go check it out. I literally just put text on the screen. We could not do this for legal reasons. It
So,
played some
but
other song.
but you should know that because every time he's posted up I think he's up in his room, he's got that Jay-Z Illuminati's photo, or I mean that poster in his background.
That's true. I mean, I have some opinions on Jared's music. So last question for you, Mike, before we get going.
Yes.
What are you drinking right now?
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm glad you asked because I'm just cracking it open. I've got myself a little Breckenridge brew. This is the Broncos Country Hoppy Pale Ale. I'm glad you threw that on there because I really did just got this out. I got my drinks over here set up. You probably can't. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it over here. So they sent us a few to try, so we appreciate that. But really, this is seriously what I'm sipping on tonight. Crisp, refreshing.
Now I have an excuse to use that banner I worked so hard on.
There you go, man. Absolutely.
If anyone's curious, if you see a graphic on Belly of Sports as a banner or something, odds are if it's been made in the last month or so, I made it.
All of a sudden, Kevin's been with us for 2 years, and all of a sudden he just figured out Photoshop and just ripping off these pictures left and right. Been nice to know for like the past, 2 years when I've been paying people to do it.
I wish
I
I
guess I
knew
have
I
to
could
pay.
do that.
I would say I could have paid you. So, but no, absolutely yes, definitely. You got into the Manscaped banners that we got. A lot of the videos, the Big Ten video today. What'd you do? You did the Kobe. I mean, yeah, like you said, pretty much anything in the past month or two. So,
I've done
absolutely.
Kobe, college football preview. There was one more I did that I can't remember.
I don't know.
Oh,
You did an Erskine one.
yeah, it's the intro for this, but the just the belly up kind of
Oh yeah,
pro
yeah, yeah.
thing.
Which yeah, you even this guy right here, Kevin right here. This guy does it right because he actually reached out to the artist, even the marketing crew, everybody. He did everything right, and I don't think you ever heard back, did you?
No, I didn't, so I just used it anyway. Look,
That's all that
they're
matters.
demonetizing it. Once we can start making money on these things, I'll stop using it.
Yeah,
But
we're
until we
not
get to that
selling it, so
point,
whatever.
as long as a dime's not going to either of us, I'm gonna keep using it. Once a dime will start going to one of us, I'll stop using it.
Yes, absolutely. Which it's kind of funny. Go full circle real quick. Were you the one? You were the one that posted about the MLB today about their. Were you the one that posted that about monetizing off of Twitter,
Yeah,
or was somebody else? Did you see that? Yeah,
I shared
that's
that in Slack. Yeah,
that is crazy, especially for a players union like the MLB, and I think they're supposed to renegotiate this year to based off of. It's just their year to come up some. It's crazy that they're coming up with some kind of these extra rules like that. If people don't know, I mean, I don't know if you want to touch on it real quick or you got to
we
go.
can
But
talk
either
about
way,
it. It's
just
I
kind of throw that in there because it was odd.
MLB has a problem with stars marketing themselves or
They
marketing their
can't.
stars.
They can't. They don't do anything.
So you're going to tell your players that they can't market themselves while you are also not marketing them.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, I think this is a year that they're going to negotiate. They've had a shit show of a storm as far as one of the only leagues that didn't do a bubble. Obviously, the NFL is not right now, but I know that they're going to that playoff. They're going to have two bubble cities, I guess per se. I mean, Manfred just kind of taking it on the chin this year, which rightfully so. So it'll be interesting to see what these players negotiate and how they handle all this.
Yeah, I've always thought that Rob Manfred was one of the best commissioners in the 4 major sports just because he didn't have to do much. You didn't hear from him. But now it's like Adam Silver, 50 feet of crap, and then the other 3.
Yeah, it is odd because I kind of feel the same way. I feel like he's always kind of stayed on the radar. MLB's been Mercus pastime. They've always had everything goody two shoes. Granted, they've had some domestics not too long ago, and some other things. You get into Dominican, a lot of different things going on, and that's a totally different world there. But I think they handle everything pretty well. But as of just this year, I think they got so much shit on their face. So
yeah, I mean, the good part about the MLB is when one of their players does something wrong, unless it's one of 4 or 5 guys in the league, no one knows who they are.
That, or unless it's the Houston Astros, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to punch them anyway.
Yeah, so. But anyways, I won't steal your thunder. I'm good there.
All right. I mean, no, it was good to talk about. It's about half an hour. So thank you, Mike, for coming on. Do you have any closing remarks?
No, I just, to people like you, the people that do see this, it is, I do very much appreciate, I say it quite a bit, but I'm very sincere. There's a lot of people that, when I started this company, it wasn't more so as a joke. It was just something kind of do fun. And then we saw, hey, this is growing. There's people that are recognizing us. There's people that are really, we've talked to, what is it? Mike Golick, Dan Dakic, we've worked with Manscaped. We worked with MyBookie, Breckenridge Brewery. The list goes on. I know I'm missing so many, but then there's people like you, Jared, obviously Blaine, Mark, Rattlesnake, Zach Mack, KJ, all those guys, Jay, Penny, everybody that's come through. And I know I'm missing a lot. I'm selling a lot of people short, but there's so many people that I appreciate because I took this stupid pig and said, we're going to make it belly up sports. And people came, they saw it, and now they're starting to recognize it and they're getting behind it. We've battled COVID. We were hitting some peak numbers before COVID. We slowed down obviously because of COVID. But me, without me rambling on, it's just I appreciate people like you, Kevin. Just being a part of what we do, believing in what we do, and we're really to the point now where we can take this to the next level, and that's really what's exciting.
I'm still waiting for that text one day like, hey, we're all moving to Ohio. Let's get on it.
Yeah, and everyone's like, why the fuck would we move to Ohio? I guess it depends on how many zeros are behind it.
If I can get a vote, I vote we move south. Like, we relocate there.
People were talking either Florida or, like, Tennessee, Nashville area. I said, I can do that.
Nashville's getting a little too big.
I just say that's, like, exploding. That especially, you have to be, like, off the strip.
Yeah, Daily Wire is moving from California to there.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they announced it yesterday. Birmingham, Tuscaloosa.
What ties do you have? What ties do you have?
But Mike, thanks for coming on. For everyone who checked in, thank you. We appreciate you. Stay safe. Get out and vote. Have a good night.
Thank you.